What's up, my future friends? It's Kite0080 from Music's the Hang Up. Hanging out in my dad's studio. It's soundproof. Not trying to flex. I don't know how to play most of these things. Anyway, just want to give you guys an update about 100% Electronicon. Actually, some pretty awesome information came out today. First one, the cassettes. Apparently they're going to be giving away free cassettes. I'm just going to read this beautiful poem. You walk into 100% Electronicon. You're greeted by a beautiful princess. They place this commemorative cassette tape in your hand. It's free. We're already long sold out. You didn't ask for it, but you get it anyway. I hope that's okay. Thanks to every artist for agreeing to do this. So what does this mean, right? I'm interpreting it as they're going to give away over 1,000 cassettes somehow. And looking at the price of the tickets and having to pay the artist, I have no clue how they're going to do it. So by them thanking the artist at the end, I'm guessing it means that they want to do something special and the artists feel that this is just a very special event, so we need to do something special about it. Special. So I guess they're going to be giving away cassettes at the door, and that would be sick. Looking at the track list, there's a lot of unreleased music on here. It's crazy. There's going to be 21 different tracks. I think every single one of the artists is on there. I haven't checked 100%, but we're seeing even Wave 2 artists are on there. That's going to be sick. I'll put a link to all this in the show notes, the exact tweets, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But, that's pretty quick information. What I do want to do, though, is talk about Wave 2. So I'm going to talk to you guys about 4 artists that I think everyone should check out for Wave 2 so that you actually listen to their music whenever you show up to 100% Electronicon. I'll see you guys there for sure. So let's get into that segment of this episode. We're less than 20 days away from 100% Electronicon. And earlier last month, Wave 2 was announced. I have a feeling some of the artists on the list might not be as well known. So part of this, I want to introduce you to 4 of the Wave 2 artists. And we're going to be looking at NxxxXS, Nmesh, Fire-Toolz, and Christ. They'll be joining us August 31st. So let's check out who they are so you can groove to their music when they play. Cool. So we'll start off with NxxxXS. It is 5 X's. I'm going to have to ask him how to pronounce that. I've actually known his music for quite a bit. I was into the lo-fi side of things. And he's probably best known for his album on YouTube, FUJITA Scale, which has this vapor trap sound. It's a great array of ambience and synths that's got this nice trap beat to it. And plus that album art is iconic. I want to recommend his album, Remember Last Summer. It's whenever that came out that I was first introduced to him. This album is amazing. If you're into that Suicide Boys sound of things or that Lud, that dark emo side, this is the album for you. I actually did a whole podcast episode on Lund if you're interested into his history and stuff like that. If you know who Lund is, you're definitely going to want to check it out. The tracks on this are super hype, dark, and it just shows the potential that NxxxXS had in 2017. Out of everyone in the Wave 2, I think he's the one that I want to see the most and maybe meet and interview. I think that'd be sick. So if anybody knows him and wants to pass him over to me, I'd love to talk to him. I'll contact him myself, but I haven't got anything back yet. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I would recommend out of this album, or just all of his tracks, the songs Remember Last Summer, FUJITA Scale, and 100 Ways to Get Paid. I'll put a link to his information, his Bandcamp, in the show notes. Definitely want to check that out. Next up, Nmesh. He's probably one of the biggest in the Wave 2 artists. The fact that his album Pharma has been reviewed by The Needle Drop, Anthony Fantano. He's had articles written about him on Bandcamp, and his collaboration list is just incredible. He's probably been working with some of the greatest in the scene. I think to fully understand Nmesh's sound, you can't actually describe his music under just one song. It's entire albums. For example, his album Dream Sequence is one of the albums that you just throw the headphones on, you close your eyes in bed, and just let the music transport you to another world. There's really no way to describe his albums other than you just gotta listen to it. So if you're showing up to 100% Electronicon and you've never heard of his sound, just do this. Put the headphones on. If you don't, it's a disservice to yourself. He's got his full albums up on YouTube and some on Bandcamp, so definitely check those out. Link in the show notes. Number 3 on the list, Fire-Toolz. I was first introduced to Fire-Toolz because he had a St. Louis show, what is called Warp Zone, back in May. He was the biggest name on the flyer for whatever reason, but I didn't like his aesthetic, and so I kept passing on him. So in part of making this video, I actually sat down and finally listened to his music. I've known it since May. That's kind of sad, right? The first track I ever listened to off the album, Field Whispers, Into the Crystal Palace, which actually has a cassette in vinyl pre-order still going on until September 13th, if you want to check that out. The only track that was available on Orange Milk Records, Huge Records, on Bandcamp is titled Being, with a checkmark in the front. Checkmark Being is packed full of surprises. Like, it's very, very interesting, completely different than what I was expecting from Fire-Toolz. You start off with like this basic ambient soundscape song with birds playing in the background and like this hint of wind chimes. And then this synth comes in to liven up, and it quickly goes from like this lovely beach vacation to like BC-13 if you're into like Screamo. And for a second, you know, it calms down and you're like, what just happened? I just heard screaming. It sounded like a Nestcore album for a second. And then you're back to like listening to this ambient feel. I recommend listening to the full 4-minute song to just get this full experience, because I don't want to ruin it for you. But if this is the sound to expect from him at 100% Electronicon, I'm like super hyped, because it feeds both into my vapor roots, but also my emo roots, which I'm actually kind of sad that I passed on Fire-Toolz. And super grateful that I made this video, because it introduced me to his music now, and I'm definitely going to pick him up whenever I see him at 100% Electronicon. The last person I want to talk about is Christ, with the cross signs, 3 of them at the top. I was actually kind of shocked to see Christ show up on here. For those that don't know of Christ before you saw him on the Wave 2 list, he's actually John Zobelli. And who's John Zobelli? Well, if you watched our YouTube video on the history of Business Casual, you'll know that he is the label owner of Business Casual. Yeah. He isn't one of the first artists I think of in our scene, and maybe he's overshadowed by his success of the label, but if you know Christ, you probably know him because of his FRASIERWAVE album, or you've seen his cassettes of like the Deep Dark Trench with Sonic Chew. Yeah. You've probably seen his cassettes or his album arts, and maybe you haven't listened to his music. I think this is a good time to go check him out. Not only because he makes great music, but he runs one of the greatest labels in our scene. I'll be interested to see how he is as a live performer, considering I don't see him as a live performer, but I don't know if, you know, he's done this before. Out of all the tracks that he's released, I would say Thoughts and Prayers, Notifications, and He's Dead Inside shows his musical talent. So if you haven't checked him out yet, definitely do that. If you don't know of Business Casual yet, they've released some of the biggest vaporwave and subgenre artists in our scene on cassette. Their big thing is on Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, they release a new cassette every Friday. So if you're not following them already, you're definitely going to see some of your favorite artists release cassettes with them. And I think that's pretty awesome. So I'm excited to see him as well. Of course, everyone else on the Wave 2 list. I do want to say I am going to be having stickers at 100% Electronicon. And part of my subscribers, I'm going to contact you all, and I'm just going to send you guys an envelope with a sticker in it, just to say thank you. So I will probably be getting those towards the end of this month, and I'm going to contact you all on Patreon. So if anybody wants to sign up and get one of those stickers who aren't going 100% Electronicon, just sign up for $1, and I'll send you guys one of those stickers. And yeah, you'll get a cool, this is what it looks like right here. You get a cool Musics to Hang Up sticker. So I hope you guys enjoy that if you want to get one of those. And thank you guys so much for supporting. So just go down the list real quick. We've got Boca Jacob, Chief Alif, Kam Zipool, Ethan Het Silver, Shadab Hassan, Vayu, and Yoshko. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate everything. And yeah, see you guys at 100% Electronicon. Cheers.